What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Stock Rank. My name is Johnny. It is so good to be with you all, and today we are going over the top stocks to buy now that are under $10. Let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned before, I am not a financial advisor, so please do your own due diligence. And with that, let's go ahead and get started with the first stock, and it is SG Blocks. Now I know that some of you have heard it from my other video and maybe from other YouTube investors, but I want to reiterate why this is such a good time to be looking into SG Blocks. First off, when we look at their projected revenue, we notice that their projected revenue is almost equivalent to their market cap this year. That is insane to think about. On top of that, they have half of their market cap in cash equivalents. You would rarely see that in any stock, never mind a penny stock. So that is an amazing thing to have as a company. The other thing to add on to that in terms of their financials is that they're debt free. There are not many stocks, especially under $1 billion market cap, that are debt free. So to have a company that is this low with its market cap, to have projected revenues almost up to its market cap, and for it to be debt free, that is insane. If you want more information about this stock, you can go ahead and watch my previous video. Maybe I'll put it up somewhere around here, but you can go ahead and watch that video, and I'll go into more depth as to why SG Blocks is at such a good price right now. So real quick, before we jump into the next stock, we have a couple of things to mention. SG Blocks has 2 new projects coming up, and I wasn't able to mention it in the previous video because they just announced it this past week. So one of their projects that came up in the past week is in Lago Vista, Texas. And what they're going to be doing is they're building these condos. They just got approved for it to build these condos. And once the condos have been completed and they start selling these out, they will be producing about $20 million in revenue just from this project alone. That is insane to think about how one of these projects is going to be equivalent to what their projected revenue is for this entire year. And the other project they have coming up is they actually just announced this today, and it is in Miami. They're going to be using one of their testing centers for the thing that's been going on for the last year or so. Actually, it's now a year and a half. And they're going to be using a testing center in Miami at the Wine and Food Festival over there as a way to generate revenue. And they just announced this today. So I'm super excited to see what they're going to be doing out of this, especially because they haven't even announced how this could possibly expand their business moving forward. All right, stock number 2 to buy now under $10 is Shift Technologies. And Shift Technologies sells used cars to customers in the US. Their total revenue last year is a third of the current market cap. A third of the current market cap. And on top of that, their projected revenues, which they just raised guidance on Wednesday, is $480 million, which is nearly 80% of the current market cap. That is insane. I'll probably make another video on Shift Technologies based off of their earnings. It was a couple of days ago, so I'll probably do a video on that. But it is just insane to see how Shift Technologies has taken off in their business over the past few months and over the past year. And so another thing about Shift that I absolutely love is that they have $180 million in cash and cash equivalents right now, which is roughly about a fourth or so of their current market cap. So once again, having a lot of cash on you allows you to expand the business and to use your cash for marketing in ways that will grow the company real fast. And so just thinking about all the different things that Shift is able to do right now, I have no doubt that they're going to continue to expand, but they're going to expand rapidly, especially in the next year. And so another thing to think about Shift is that if you took their current projected revenue and you casted it over 5 years, so let's say that we took the total projected revenue this year and said that for the next 5 years, they're going to project the same amount of revenue, so no growth whatsoever. Personally, I believe that they would be valued at about $2.4 billion, which if you were to compare it to the current market cap, that would be a 4x. And that's with no growth whatsoever. I believe this company is extremely undervalued, and by how fast they are growing right now, I believe that they will expand not only in the next 10 years, but they'll expand quick, especially in the next years to come. All right, and so the last stock that we're going to be talking about today is Casper Sleep. Now, I want to give you guys a warning. This one is a lot more risk than the other two that I was talking about before. But I do believe that this stock has a lot of potential. So Casper Sleep is in the business of everything to do with sleeping. From bedding to pillows to bedding furniture to even beds for your pets. And the crazy thing about Casper is that their 2020 revenue was actually greater than the current market cap. Now, you may be asking the question, well, why is the market cap so low? And the reason why is because mainly their long-term debt and their lack of profitability. Their long-term debt in particular is almost $62 million, which is about what they have in cash and cash equivalents. On top of that, they haven't really talked too much about profitability in terms of what they're projected to be. So that's why I say this one's a little bit more riskier than the other stocks that we mentioned before. But I do believe that if they're able to pay off their debt, if they're able to show that they have potential to be profitable, then this could definitely be a good stock to look into. And during their conference call, they showed their outlook and projected to have between 580 and 610 million dollars this year in revenue. And so that's almost twice the amount of what their market cap is right now. And that is just insane to think about. And so make sure you do your own due diligence before you invest in a stock, especially one as risky as Casper. So I hope that this video is encouraging for you, that there are stocks that are available right now to be looking into. And if you don't mind, would you consider liking this video and subscribing to this channel so we can continue to grow this channel, and I'll be sure to be posting more videos, especially in the weeks to come. Have a good one.